It is a Wednesday. I was told to speak in English. I request if there is a requirement of Hindi translation, some devotees can gather there at the corner and translate in Hindi. Hare Krishna. So in few minutes temple will get closed. So I request all the devotees, you can come, occupy your seats. The temple is open for you. Come and sit here, peacefully here. Hare Krishna. We will start with some prayers. Please fold your hands and repeat after me these prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 13th chapter, 24th shloka. Bhagavad-gita as it is, chapter number 13, nature, the enjoyer and consciousness, shloka number 24. Ya evam purusham, ya evam veti purusham, prakritim cha gunai saha, sarvata vartamanopi, nasa bhuyo vijayate. Ya evam veti purusham, prakritim cha gunai saha, sarvata vartamanopi, nasa bhuyo vijayate. Ya evam veti purusham, prakritim cha gunai saha, sarvata vartamanopi, nasa bhuyo vijayate. Evam veti purusham. Nasa bhuyo vijayate. Yavevam veti purusham. Sarvata vartamanopi. Someone other than yellow. Sa evam veti purusham. Prakritim cha gunai saha. Sarvata vartamanopi. Nasa bhuyo vijayate. Other than yellow devotees. Prabhuji's? Venkat, boliye. Try. These specs.
य एवि बहुत ज़्यादा है। य एवं वेति पुरुषं
य एवं वेति पुरुषं
प्रकृतिं च गुणैः सह
प्रकृतिं च गुणैः सह
सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि
सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि
न स भूयो विजायते।
न स भूयो विजायते। Mataji's, yes, recite. आप ही बोलिए। या एवं वेत्ति पुरुषं प्रकृतिं च गुणैः सह
सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि
सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि
न स भूयोऽभिजायते।
न स भूयो विजायते।
या एवं वेति पुरुषं
या एवं वेत्ति पुरुषं
प्रकृतिं च गुणा सह
प्रकृतिं च गुणैः सह
सर्वात् वर्तमानोऽपि
सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि
न स भूयोऽभिजायते।
न स भूयो विजायते। यस वाइट बोलिए। ट्राई देयर इज नो रॉन्ग ट्राई। You know English, right? So the shloka is in English. You're not able to see. Okay. Okay, thank you. We will read the Mata is okay. Yeah, anyone who evam thus veti understands purusham, the living entity, prakritim, material nature, cha and gunai, the modes of material nature, saha with sarvatha, in all ways, vartamanaha, being situated, api, in spite of, na, never, saha, he, bhuyaha, again, abhijayate, takes his birth. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. One who understands this philosophy concerning material nature, the living entity, and the interaction of the modes of nature is sure to attain the liberation. He will not take birth here again, regardless of his present position. In the purport, Prabhupada has given 3 sections, 3 points. If possible, highlight these 3 points when we are reading. Clear understanding, first one. Clear understanding of material nature, the super soul, the individual soul, and their interrelation, makes one eligible to become liberated and turn to spiritual atmosphere without being forced to return to this material nature. This is the result of knowledge. Second point, the purpose of knowledge is to understand distinctly the living entity has by chance fallen into this material existence by his personal endeavor. Point number 3, by his personal endeavor in the association with the authorities, saintly persons, and a spiritual master, he has to understand his position and then revert to the spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness by understanding Bhagavad-gita as it is explained by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then it is certain that he will never come again into this material nature, material existence. He will be transferred into the spiritual world for the blissful, eternal life of knowledge. Hare Krishna. So I have seen someone crying. Why someone cries? Because of problems. Right? What is the most biggest problem, you know? Misunderstandings. It is said in English, the great battles, great war happens with the closest people. the great battles, war happens with the closest people. If you see Mahabharata, Kurukshetra, among the brothers, the greatest battles happens with the closest people. Why? Because of misunderstandings. So, the first point, clear understanding of the nature, material nature, soul, super soul, and the interactions of these three things. If anybody understands, gets a clear understanding of this, there won't be any misunderstandings. Not only between closest people, even with the farthest person. Not only with the people in general, even with the nature, Prakriti. Not only with Prakriti, even with the Supreme Lord's plan. We have misunderstanding at three levels. With the people around us, with the world around us, with the Lord's plan with us. Many times we expect something to be happen, but it doesn't happen. Why? Because we expected something else which is other than the reality. Why a person comes into tension, anxiety? Because there is a lot of difference between his expectations and the reality. As much as there is much difference between the reality and expectation, that much anxiety will be there. In science language, it is called potential difference. Right? Potential difference between the reality and expectations causes the anxiety, stress, fear. So that is a misunderstanding with the Prakriti around us. Sometimes we want something, we come to Lord and pray something, but Lord has different plan only altogether for us. There also we get confused. Oh Lord, what you have done for me? I was expecting something else. You have done something else. So there also we miscalculate. We don't understand Lord's plan. That's why we need to have samanvaya of all these three: material nature, spirit soul, about ourselves, our reality, and then super soul. When we understand individually these three things and understand how they are interrelated, then most of the misunderstanding will be resolved. We can live happily, peacefully. Now, if you see in the world, everything is divided into three modes. Everything is into the three modes. That's what Krishna says here. Evam veti purusham. One should know the living entity. Purusham here means Jiva. There is a Param Purusham in the previous shloka, 23rd shloka. Krishna explained about Paramatma. Upadrishta Anumantacha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara Paramatmeti Chapi Yukte Dehusmin Purusha Para. There is a Para Purusha, that is super soul. Here in this shloka, evam veti purusham, the living entity, prakritim cha. So we should understand these three things: Prakriti, the Lord, and the interaction between both of them. That is actually knowledge. Prabhupada defines in one purport. Now, people are under the modes. Jiva is not under the modes, but Jiva is considered, is entrapped by the three modes of material nature. Somebody is very, very peaceful, very calm, composed, thoughtful, active. This is predominantly affected by the mode of goodness, sattva guna. Somebody is hyperactive, breaking everything. I can do anything. He has higher expectations. This is predominated by rajoguna, passion. Somebody dull, lazy, crazy, hazy. This is predominated by tamoguna, mode of ignorance. When we are dealing with people, we should have this clarity at least. he's speaking, is behaving, is acting, that got influenced by some mode. We should have at least that clarity. Similarly, we should understand ourselves also. Which mode is acting on me? Am I influenced by tamoguna? Am I influenced by rajoguna? Am I influenced by sattoguna? We should understand ourselves, others. So when we have this clarity, when somebody comes and says, speaks bad words or speaks behind us, then we can understand. He's feeling insecure. He's feeling anxiety because of us. He's feeling tempted because of us. He's becoming more provoked because of me. So we understand it and we get resolved. We'll able to resolve it soon. When we understand the problem, the source of the misunderstanding, then it is easy to resolve the misunderstanding. That is in between people. So not only people are under the modes. If you see animals under the modes. Cow is predominated by mode of sattva-guna. Horse is predominated by rajoguna. Pig is predominated by tamoguna. So when we are sitting on the horse cart, we cannot expect it will go slowly. Aram se jayega, gai ke jaisa. Gai, how you see? Cow, how slowly it walks. Elephant, how slowly it walks. Horse will not be like that. It will run fast. So the person who is sitting on the horse should be very careful. Understand, this horse is not in mode of goodness. This is in rajoguna. It is in passion. The person who is driving this horse should also be in the passion. At least should able to manage this mode of passion. He may not be into the passion, but at least he should be able to manage this passion, mode of passion. So leader, manager, when he sees people under him, various types of people. You see, when you are sitting for japa, especially new devotees, new bhaktas, I have this experience. Somebody chanting Hare Krishna and sleeping. If you tell him, some people, if you tell him, Hare Babu, Hare Prabhuji, aap so rahe ho, immediately he gets angry. How are you saying I'm sleeping? I'm not sleeping. Kuch devotees I know. There are some devotees, haram se baithte hain. So they are in this world, in their world. So we can see that. Especially, okay, you are one of them, it's okay. One of the team is okay. But the leader, the manager, he has to see all these people who are under them, how they are behaving. What modes are acting on them, what problem they are facing, what is getting influenced on them. Understanding the problem, the manager has to resolve it. Help them, assist them in service. That is a service by the manager. A team head maybe, leader, even leader sometimes. So, the Prakriti is also under the three modes. Early morning, if you see, predominated by Sattva-guna. That's why it is recommended, wake up early morning, come to temple, chant Hare Krishna, take darshan of the Lord. It is recommended in the early morning time. Early ambrosial hours are very beneficial for the spiritual practices. As it goes in the afternoon time, the passion comes up. When it goes to night, now people feel sleepy, tired. They feel like sleeping. Tamoguna effects. The day atmosphere, the sunrise early morning looks so beautiful, so wonderful. We feel blissful. So even the Prakriti is in the three modes of material nature. But when we understand the Prakriti, the material nature, we do right activities at right time. Afternoon time is active. It's a peak of activity. As it comes to night, but unfortunately in the age of modern times, night became day, day became night. There are people who are mismatched with their life. They are doing night shifts. Whole day they sleep, night they work. But actually, our Sanatana culture is not like that. Night is meant for sleeping, day is for working. When we understand even the Prakriti is in the three modes, we will perform our activity nicely. We will not create our own problems. Now, Lord. Lord is beyond the three modes of material nature, but we are under the three modes of material nature. When we take shelter of that Krishna, Lord, then we can come out of these three modes of material nature. Somebody who is unbound by the ropes, but we are bound by the ropes. Only person who is not bounded by the ropes can come and help those who are bounded by the ropes. If you are bounded, if I am bounded, I cannot help you, you cannot help me. So now in the world, everyone are bounded by the three modes of material nature. So unfortunately, foolishly, people are taking shelter of some so-called leaders, so-called politician, so-called cinema actors, so-called boss, etc., etc. They are also under the three modes of material nature. How can you expect that they will help you? Help us, okay, help us. So we cannot expect any help from them because they are also bounded. We are also bounded. So we need to look forward for a shelter to someone who is beyond these three modes. That is Paramatma. This is a clear understanding we should have. This is the first aspect. Let's go ahead. Second aspect, Prabhupada writes, the purpose of this knowledge is to understand distinctly that the living entity has by chance fallen into this material nature. Somehow or other we are got into this three modes of material nature. You know how, have you seen puppet show? Puppet show, there will be some, nowadays of course machines came, machines came. But in the olden times, they were playing, they keep their hand in the doll. Even now they do that. They do, sometimes they have a doll, dull doll. They keep hand inside the doll and speak it. How are you? Pop, 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 pop. Have you seen that? Aaj ISKCON mandir ja rahe ho? Ha, ISKCON mandir ja raha ho. Ha. So it is like that, So actually the person who is holding, he's only speaking, he's only moving it. It's just like that. In the Vedic time, there was a puppet show. Even Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, it was shown by this puppet show. But they are not the puppets. The characters were not puppets. Of course, real characters were not puppets. But in the drama, it was the puppets. So, they move their fingers. Every finger is joined by the rope. And that ropes, another end, are connected with the hands and legs, head of the doll down. So, by moving their fingers, the characters, they move. Sometimes they dance, sometimes they move, they dance, they fight, like this. So similarly, our life, we are bounded by these three modes. See, Krishna says in Bhagavad-gita, he says, Traigunya Vishya Veda, Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna, Nirdvandva Nitya Sattvasto, Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. I will explain this shloka here carefully because this Yoga Kshema is very, very important point. We will discuss on that. Because we are bounded by these three modes, we have these two problems constantly. One problem is yoga. I'm not speaking about yoga of yoga. This yoga means want to get something. Want to get something. I want money. I want bangla. I want beautiful woman. I want beautiful husband. I want that. I want this. This is called yoga. Can you display this shloka? Traigunya Vishya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. Yoga means what? Gaining something. Kshema means I have something, I want to protect it. I want to protect it. So the shloka number is second chapter 45 shloka. 2.45. So Krishna says, don't get stuck up with these three modes of material nature. Rise above, Krishna says. Traigunya Vishya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. Hey Arjun, come out of these three modes of material nature. You see that? Traigunya Vishya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. Hey, teen gunons from these three modes, you please come out. Krishna is telling to Arjuna. And then what happens? If he comes out of the three modes, what happens? He's telling, Nirdvandvo, not only three modes, we should come out of the Dvandva also. The duality of this world. This whole world is filled up with this duality. Me, mine, friend, enemy, day, night, kala, pila, etc., etc. So one should come out of the Dvandva also. And what we should do? We should situate in the Sattvasto. At least Sattva-guna. Then what happens? We will be Nitya Sattvasto, Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. You see the translation? Come to the translation. Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. If one comes to the Sattva-guna, Shuddha Sattva, then he will be relieved from yoga and kshema. I mean, he will not have this problem of, I want that, I want this, I want that. Second thing, he will not have a fear of losing what he has. Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. Because of these three modes, every one of us, we are anxious of getting something. It may be salary, it may be job, it may be lover, it may be bungalow, it may be car, whatever it may be. We are desiring, yes, I want. And fear of losing what I have. I have this, I have to safely keep in my locker. Kshema, we wanted to keep it safe. But we have fear of losing it. But when we come to Sattva Guna, come out of these three modes of material nature. Here Sattva Guna means Shuddha Sattva. Nitya Sattvasto, Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. We will be relieved from anxiety and fear. What is the translation? So Krishna says, O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes. Be free from all duality and from all anxiety for gain and safety. Don't be anxiety of being safety. Means it is a fearful. And be established in the self. Now same Krishna, he uses this Niryoga Kshema Atma, Yoga Kshema in another shloka. You know, 9th chapter. What? Yes, very good. Ananyas Chinta Yanto Mam. Now the point is, the third point, Krishna Prabhupada writes, by his personal endeavor in association with the authorities, saintly persons, the spiritual master, he has to understand his position and revert to spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness. So, okay, we understood we are under the three modes. It is causing us anxiety, fear. Now we need to come out of it. How? Krishna says, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, Ye Jana Paryupasate, Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yoga Kshemam Vayamyaham. So Krishna personally, he says, you chant my names, you just 9.22. 9.22. So Krishna says, you just chant my names, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, you think of me, do smaran of me, become my devotee. I will take care. I will give you what you want. I will take care what you have. Yoga Kshema Vayamyaham. See, Krishna is so personal, right? He's very, very personal to us. He understands because we are anxious of getting something and we are fearful of losing something. He understands. So at least we should come out of the Sattva, we should come to Shuddha Sattva. In Shuddha Sattva, we should practice Krishna consciousness. Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. When we do that, Krishna is giving a surety. I will give you what you want. What you need, I will give you. Yoga Kshema Vayamyaham. And I will protect what you have. What a word Krishna is saying. So now, Prabhupada, when he was speaking on this shloka, he says, what to do? Ananya Chintam Bhakti kaise karna chahiye? How to do this bhakti? How to get that surety of Krishna from Krishna? He says, very, very practical things. Quite practical things. Some people may say Bhagavad-gita is like impractical book. But very, very practical. Each and every shloka, each and every word from in the verse can be implemented in our life. Can be taken as a cautious statement in our life. Now Krishna says, Satam Prasango, means in the Kapila Samvada, Srimad Bhagavatam, he says this, same Krishna, he says, Satam Prasango, Mama Virya Samvido. He said, associate with sadhus. Actually, in this shloka, Krishna says another word. Shraddha, Bhaktir, Ratir, Anukramasya. Anukramasya, right? Sya. Anukramati. Anukramashyati. Okay. So, Krishna is very practically saying, if you want to come out of these three modes, we need to associate with those who are trying to come out of these three modes. A drunkard, if he stays with the drunkard, he will be remaining as a drunkard only. A drunkard, if he associates with the non-drinking people, there is a chance that he also may give up that habit. There is a chance. But nowadays, unfortunately, there is a reverse chance. I hope you all understood. The person who is trying to help, he only will get trapped. So that's why it is not just bad habits, good habits. We may think, if I associate with someone who has a good habits, I may improve. But struggling alone will not help. We need a sadhu sangha. We need to associate with those who have an upper hand. See, you see, here more yellow colors. I think others should associate with them because they have a more predominance here. More bala here, sthana bala more. That is their place. They consider, these daris are mine. We can sit here. We are straight. So these are yellow color. The devotees who are visiting temple, so we should associate with them. Then there is a chance that we can come out of this dvandva, good and bad habits. Then there is a chance that we can come out of these three modes of material nature. Because they are trying to come out of the three modes of material nature. Yes? All the devotees, we are all trying to come out of three modes of material nature. But another thing, alone we cannot do that. It is said, there is a Vaishnava bhajan, it says, Ekakhi amar nahi paya bhala Harinama sankirtana. I am alone. I don't have strength to chant Hare Krishna alone. So that's why we need association of devotees. That's what Krishna is telling in Kapila Samvada. Satam prasango. We should associate with devotees. Satam. And what we should do? We should hear about Krishna. Mama virya samvido. Krishna is saying Mama. So my heroic activities one should hear. Bhavanti hritkarna rasayana kata. Tajoshanat asu apavarga vartmani. Then what happens? We can, first thing what happens, we can come out of this dvandva. At the same time, we can come out of three modes of material nature. Not only that, we can come out of this anxiety for gaining, fear of safety. Not only that, even we can cross over this pavarga, this material world. We can get into liberation, mukti. It is said here, Tad Joshanat as apavarga vartmani. Anybody knows? Anybody remembered? In their childhood, everybody must have read this. Ka varga, I think Ja varga. Remembered? Ka varga, Cha varga, Tha varga, Ta varga. No? Are? Alphabets. A, I, U, U. Then next set comes ka, ka, ga, ga, nya, cha, cha, ja, ja, gnya, ta, ta, da, da, ana, ta, ta, da, da, na, pa. Here carefully, yeah. Pa, fa, ba, bha, ma, ya, ra, la, va, sha, sha, sa, ha. वो 3 वर्ड मेरे को भी नहीं आ रहा, भूल गया मैं. Kshatragya. Ksha. So, here we have learned in our childhood, right? So here, apavarga vartmani, in the shloka it comes. By associating with devotees, we can come out of this pavarga. We have kavarga, chavarga, tavarga, all this. There is a pavarga. In the pavarga, there are 5 syllables. Pa, fa, ba, pa, ma. Prabhupada explains, pavarga means all our lives. Our lives resembles this pavarga. Pa, parishram. We work very, very hard day and night for chapala sukha. Edina jamini jagire. For chapala sukha. We work day and night. Parishrama. Pa for parishrama. Fa for fena. Fena means when horse, it works too hard, then there is a fena comes from its mouth, after working so hard. So our fena comes through gali, we scold others, we shout at others. Sometimes fena comes from eyes also, we cry. So all that. Pa for parishrama, fa for fena. First ba, simple ba. Ba for byartha. Prabhupada says byartha, useless. Useless. So whatever parishrama we have done, whatever work hard we have done, whatever fena we got out after doing lot of parishrama, it's all useless. Byartha. Of course, Prabhupada Bengali says. Then bha. Next bha, second bha, heavy bha. It is bhaya, bhiti. Prabhupada says bhiti, bhaya. And then last, ma for. Any guesses? Ma for? Newcomers? Ma for? Mama, maya, na. Huh? Maya, na. Mrityu, very good. Who said? Okay. Ma for mrityu. At the end of the day, we die. So this is our life. Pa, fa, bha, bha, ma. But when Krishna says here, Satam Prasango, when we associate with devotees, hear Krishna Katha from them, then we come out of this pavarga. We become apavarga vartamani. We get liberated from this pavarga. From all these problems, we come out of it. You see advantages of sadhu sangha? I will list it down here carefully once again. We can come out of dvandva, duality of this world. We can come out of the 3 modes of material nature. We can come out of the yoga and kshema, means anxiety for gaining something, fear of losing something. And we can get liberation, pavarga. Yes? And then Prabhupada says, last line in the shloka he says, Shraddha Ratir Bhaktir Anukramishati. So we all have come here. You are all sitting here. Whoever is hearing online, you are all sitting here because you have some Shraddha, faith, right? You felt, अरे ISKCON वाले अच्छे हैं, ISKCON मंदिर अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा मंदिर है, थोड़ा श्रद्धा है, हे इधर सुंदर विग्रह है, चलो जाके दर्शन करेंगे. थोड़ा श्रद्धा है सबका. You all have some faith. That's why you all came here, sitting here, hearing. Now, this shraddha, when you associate with devotees, ado Shraddha tada sadhu sangha, then this Shraddha only becomes rati. Rati. This rati means deep attraction for Krishna. Many people come to temple, but very hardly someone sits here. You know? Many people sit here, but only few people hear it. Prabhupada says, association means fly is also sitting on my body, fly. But is it associating with me? No. So many people sit, but only few people hear it. They receive it. So to come out of these three modes of material nature, dvandva, fear of anxiety, anxiety of gaining something, all this parishrama, fena, bhaya, byartha, mrityu, we can conquer, we can just cross over by associating with devotees. This Shraddha becomes rati. Then that becomes bhakti. So it is step by step. Shraddha, ratir, bhaktir, anukramishyati. So in our life, we should take these practical lessons. I hope you must have been many WhatsApp groups you must be having. But many of us, we archive these WhatsApp groups. Many of us. But subscribe those YouTube channels which makes you more Krishna conscious. Subscribe, follow those social media accounts which makes you more Krishna conscious. Nowadays we got a worldwide web. Everywhere spreaded, this net spreaded everywhere. So you all can get connected. Any part of the world you can be connected to Krishna consciousness. Take the advantage, associate with sadhus. It is very good to see many youngsters daily, at least 10,000 people, daily they come to temple. So out of 10,000 people, if at least 5,000 people, if they look at books or literatures, guaranteedly, for sure, within 1 year, they will become serious devotees by associating with devotees. Many people, they read books. After reading books, Hare, Bhagavad-gita hai. Oh, Bhagavad-gita mein Krishna is telling like this. Oh, Prabhupada is writing like this, associated with devotees. They will search for ISKCON. Actually, it is happening. They are searching for ISKCON. Where is ISKCON temple nearby me? They go to ISKCON temple after reading these books. Okay, hardly out of 10,000, 5,000 I gave a percentage for the books. Hardly out of remaining 5,000 members, if they speak to at least one devotee who is staying in the temple, guaranteedly within half a year, if within 6 months, he can become a nice devotee. You see, associating with books, associating with the devotees can ripen the bhakti in the hearts of newcomers. So that's why, just like a college, you see all these yellow devotees, all are youngsters, quite young. We have young devotees here. They are all supposed to go to college or work in the companies, right? But why they are sitting here every day hearing? Why? Because they have read these books, understood the purpose of life. It is just a bhaya. It is just a parishrama. It is just a fena. Ultimately, one has to die. Why to waste my life to serve someone who is under the control of three modes? They have realized it. They have understood it. They have read these books. They have come in touch with some devotees. Now they are sitting. Today morning, Prabhupada says, you see these young boys and girls, they have given up all the bad habits. They are chanting Hare Krishna. Krishna is maintaining them. They are not dying. Prabhupada says, they are not dying. Ayendra Prabhu says, one of the Kirtaniya, he says, a black ant on the black stone, in a black well, in the black night, taken care by this black boy. Why don't you have the trust he will maintain you also? Ayendra Prabhu says. So, we devotees, we don't work hard. We work hard for Krishna. Of course, as a service to Krishna. We don't work hard like people outside. So we request all the people, whoever is hearing, whoever is trying to get connected to Krishna consciousness, ISKCON, take these books, read these books, get connected to devotee, speak to them, associate with them, hear Krishna Katha from them. That's how we progress in Krishna consciousness. That's how we can cross over these three modes of material nature. I started with this. Here I am concluding. So the biggest problem is battle with the closest members. That causes because of misunderstanding. When we understand these three things, material nature, Prakriti, ourselves, soul and Paramatma, and the interactions of all these three, we can have a most clear understanding and we can get saved from these misunderstandings. So for that, to cross over these three modes of material nature, we should associate with devotees, conquer this duality, three modes, yoga and kshema, and get liberated. Hare Krishna. I thank all of you. If anybody has any questions, comments, they can share with me personally. Now all of you can stand in front of the Lord. Open your hearts. Don't keep anything in the mind. Keep everything away outside the temple, all the anxieties and fears. Just raise your hands. Say, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Loudly say, everybody, loudly, last time. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Jai Sri Sri Radha Rasbihari Bhagavan ki. Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki. Sri Sri Gaur Nitai ki. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai.